Alright guys, for today's video, we're going to talk about an incident that occurred in Columbus, Ohio on August the 9th, 2023 at about 6:55 a.m. This is an incident where officers with the Columbus Division of Police responded to calls about a potential armed robbery in progress. The officers arrived on scene and met the gunman. During an exchange of gunfire with the gunman, one of the police officers was injured and sent to the hospital. He's expected to be okay. The gunman received an extreme amount of lead poisoning and was unable to survive. The way we're going to talk about this incident today is we're going to talk about kind of the reaction that is being put out through the media, I guess I could say, or at least I'm going to talk about two articles to be specific. And the first one is an article about the gunman and his criminal history. The second one is going to be the call to action from local elected officials in response to this shooting. So the first one, it says, gunman killed in shootout with Columbus police had a lengthy criminal record. The man who was fatally wounded in the shootout I already read that line. Austin Hunsinger, age 29, was shot after Columbus police officers responded to reports of an armed robbery at a shopping plaza off South High Street early Wednesday morning. Police said almost immediately after officers arrived on scene, the shooting took place. Hunsinger was taken to Grant Medical Center where he later died. According to Franklin County Municipal Court records, an arrest warrant was filed when he fled from a traffic stop after being pulled over for expired tags on June 29th. So he already had a misdemeanor warrant after fleeing a traffic stop for expired tags. In March of 2019, records say Hunsinger was charged with domestic violence. Months later, he was charged with kidnapping and felonious assault. The judge on the case, Judge Chris Brown, gave him jail credit and released Hunsinger on community control. It said 10TV reached out to Judge Brown, but he did not respond. So you have this guy right here, and here is a little bit of footage of him taken like 20 or 30 minutes prior to the shooting that occurred. This is Hunsinger carrying a pistol behind his back, walking around area businesses. He's someone that was a convicted felon who was in possession of a firearm at the time of his crime. Now let's hear from Mayor Andrew Ginther and his solution to this problem. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that his solution is gun control. That's what he believes will fix this. Now let's listen to the specific gripes that he mentioned.
Their job.
Mayor Ginther says our gun laws are a reason why violence has increased. He wants the General Assembly to pass common sense gun laws like universal background checks and red flag laws. Ginther calls Ohio's current gun laws reckless and dangerous.
I don't think it's any surprise to law enforcement officers who oppose concealed carry, who oppose stand your ground, who oppose permitless carry, what would happen if those things went into place.
Lashana Potts.
Okay, so here's what he says. He says that it's gun control laws by the state of Ohio that are leading to this violence. I can tell you that this is a statement of fact that this man right here is already prohibited by law from owning a firearm. So please tell me what laws you can pass that would prevent him from having a firearm. You can't, because there is no additional law that would prevent him from having a firearm. The next thing he does is he says you can ask any law enforcement officer who opposes, and he lists a bunch of things that he thinks that police officers oppose. This guy doesn't know a goddamn thing about what's going through the head of a police officer. This man's brain works in the exact opposite of the way a brain of a police officer works. The things he thinks that the police officers oppose are not true. He's a liar. That's what he does for a living. Everything that comes out of this man's mouth is a lie. He's disgusting. I can tell you definitively, I also am very tired of the violence. I'm tired of responding to these calls and seeing people maimed, wounded, and killed. I'm tired of standing over a bloody pile of clothes on a street corner waiting for crime scene, and then also waiting for the fire department to come out and hose the blood off the street. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of my friends being shot. It pisses me off. One thing that pisses me off almost just as much is when piece of shit politicians use this violence and use violence as being committed against my friends to further their bullshit political agendas that they know goddamn well will not have an effect on the violence. This 29-year-old man who was already convicted of felonious assault and kidnapping was already banned from owning a firearm due to his criminal record. Tried to kill a police officer. And the man you're looking at right here on my screen, his response is to blame Republican lawmakers for the state of Ohio for passing permitless carry. That is the response of a coward who refuses to take responsibility for his role in what's going on. Everybody knows that if you want to stop the violence in our cities, you need to enforce the laws we already have. We do not need more laws. We need these prosecutors, including the city prosecutor that works very closely with him. We need these prosecutors to aggressively go after criminals. We need prosecutors to ask for longer sentences for these criminals. And we need judges who will impose the sentences that are required by state and federal statute. This man and his political allies are the ones that created this problem. There's absolutely no point in passing another gun control law while we're not enforcing the laws we currently have. To say anything else is an absolute bold-faced lie. And it pisses me off.